Hey YouTube, this week's topic is birthdays as a trans man. This topic could cover also kind of growth and development as you get older while transitioning, as also dealing with the awkwardness of either being around family members or people that have known you your whole life when you presented as female and now you're presenting as either non-binary or male, and kind of bridging that gap of what you once presented as to what you're presenting as now. First of all, I'm going to talk about the kind of awkwardness. My immediate family is extremely supportive and understanding of my transition. My family is great with pronouns, my feelings, my emotions. They're always asking me questions about my transition and how I'm doing, and all this really awesome supportive stuff is constantly being thrown at me. Now, my extended family isn't as supportive as my immediate family. It has hurt a little bit, but I'm a lot closer with my immediate family, so I kind of brush it off and I don't really let it affect me. But around my birthday, it definitely does affect me because I still do get birthday cards with my birth name, and I think I got a card from my aunt that said like princess on it, like some very feminine terms and all that. So yeah, the birthday situation can be a little awkward because some family members just don't acknowledge pronouns, they don't acknowledge gender identity, and it's a little awkward to navigate. Now, this isn't necessarily about my birthday itself, but last year, right around the time that I officially came out to everybody, my father was having a birthday party, and he gave everybody coming to the birthday party kind of this little email that stated how I wanted to be referred to and my male identity and how I was presenting as male. And almost everybody that came around and showed up was very respectful with that. So I feel, in a way, if for some reason you are in a situation where you're going to be around a lot of family members for your birthday, whatnot, or something of the sort, maybe a heads up email or a letter or card or something, kind of to warn everyone, this is who I am, this is how I feel, this is how I want to be referred to. The ins and outs of your transition may be vital to kind of bridging the gap with any uncomfortableness or any questions that arise. Like I said, I still get birthday cards with my birth name. I still get checks with my birth name that my bank allows me to cash because my mother works for the bank and the bank knows about my situation and they're very accepting. A little sad because the bank is actually more understanding and compassionate about my transition than some of my family members are. It's a little sad, but you know, life goes on. It is a little awkward and uncomfortable dealing with family members that just don't get the hint of gender identity and gender expression and pronouns, but it's kind of something that is a part of life, and I know that we didn't ask to be different from the sex we were assigned at birth, but it's just something that comes along in the package, and it really sucks. But I feel like kind of giving a fair warning to family members before any physical in-person interactions could really be vital to getting away and getting rid of any awkwardness that may arise. I've only been on T for a year and 2 months, almost 3 months, 2 months, and I've only had one birthday since I've been on T, but I feel like my birthday last year when I turned 21 was more significant for me than any of my other birthdays, not because I was 21 and I was able to legally drink, but just because it was the first birthday I had where I actually looked in the mirror and I felt comfortable in my own skin and comfortable with myself. I have been really thinking back on it recently and reflecting on a lot, and growing up I had a lot of periods of kind of miniature mental breakdowns because I didn't know that I was trans and I couldn't put the puzzle pieces together, and through my adolescent years of middle school and high school, I would just break down and cry and freak out, and the idea of change would scare me, and I was just always really bad with the idea of change because there was just this level of discomfort with me. And I remember never having good birthdays until my 21st when I was, post-op and on T. And I just remember over and over again that I felt like something about my life was wrong, something was incomplete, and something was missing. So now I feel as if, now that I identify as a trans man, I'm out, and I had surgery, I feel as if my birthdays are more significant to me because there's nothing really I want to wish for anymore. Like, I could always use a new iPad or something dumb, or maybe a new tattoo or something of the sort, but there's nothing major that I want to wish for anymore because I feel as if I'm at my goal of being comfortable in my own skin. I'm sure that there's some things that I want, some things I desire, but I just want to be happy, and the simple things really make me happy, and now I feel as if everything is going my way, and I feel that my birthdays are more significant to me now that I've developed mentally to the state where I feel comfortable in my own skin. I don't know if that really made any sense because that was kind of a run-on sentence, but I think you get the gist. I'm looking more forward now to my birthday because of my transition, and I feel like transitioning has played a part in my maturing and kind of just being in a better place mentally than I've been throughout the years. And I can just reflect back on just feeling so hopeless and lost and confused, and mostly confused about who I was and what I needed. And now I just take a deep breath and I'm happy, I'm content, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing and where I'm going. And it's just such a good feeling. I don't know where to necessarily begin, but I'm just so grateful that I was able to transition, and I feel like there's nothing else that I want. Now I'm at the stage in my life where, yeah, I need to go to school and work and blah 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 and whatever, and motivate myself, but at this point I am very content with who I am. And this is the first birthday that I'm gonna have, besides my 21st, where I'm actually not going to have a small, not mental breakdown, but have a small smidge of doubt of who I am and if I feel uncomfortable anymore. Also, my birthday is 25 hours this year because of the time change, so I'm pretty excited about that because, like, every 3 or 4 years, randomly, my birthday is when we put the clocks back, so we got 25 hours this year, so that's pretty exciting. Really hope that I don't get any cards that say Happy Birthday Princess or Happy Birthday Beautiful, but I probably will, so I am prepared for that, and I'm very respectful when I get cards like that. I usually call up my relatives and I leave a voicemail, and I remember last year it was when my voice started to drop, and it wasn't as low as it is now, but it was significantly low, and I called and I was like, hey, this is Joe, and I don't even know if they knew, like, who I was, but I respectfully thanked them for the card, but I kind of gave them this little miniature transgender, how I want to be treated, 411 lesson really quick of how I want to be referred to and my pronouns and all that, but I really think it went over, like, specific people's heads, so this year I don't expect to get anything masculine in the mail or anything with the name Joe or Joey, so I'm just kind of prepared for that, and I have my immediate family. That's all that really matters to me. Things do get better throughout the years. I spent my adolescence and my high school and middle school and everything being confused and alone, and if anyone's watching this and you're younger and you're lost in the sauce of life with who you want to be and all that stuff, trust me, it does get better. You just have to believe that everything happens for a reason, even though people don't believe that, and you just gotta push through the pain to get to where you want to be physically and mentally. And I can remember just crying and sitting in the bathtub and just having all these terrible, doubtful feelings about myself and who I was. And eventually, after I started transitioning and looking in the mirror and seeing who I wanted to see, it all cleared up. It really, really did. It's just, back then, the pain was a lot stronger mentally, but it does get better. I swear I am living proof of that, and it really, it does get better for people that are going through the struggles that we're going through.